we've talked on this podcast about our old fan fictions, like reflecting on our old fan fictions.
Unfortunately.
And how come we never talk about our old fan art? Because I know we both, like, I gave up. I gave up. But we referenced that one Symbionic Titan fan-made video.
I was going to redo that one, actually.
That we both took a crack at, and I mean, it's easy to talk about like shitty fan fictions, but we never talk about like the fan art.
Shitty fan art. And I've gotten to the point I have redone and like buried all of my old fan art. Not to say I buried it, because Mom's always like, well, don't do that, you know, keep it and learn from it. It's like, I'll redo it, like what I've learned, and then redo it, and then just delete the original.
In my mind's eye,
like garbage.
I can see a very specific Motor City fan art that I did, and I don't think I posted it anywhere. I can picture it, like I wish I still had the picture to like share with everyone, so it's not just like me tortured by my own.
I always loved.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
I can hunt down. The thing of it is like, it doesn't matter like how hard I try to like delete every copy of it. I can hunt down my shitty fan art. There was one that like, it took months. I had to go on like an expedition to sites I don't even use anymore, like old Facebooks I don't have anymore. DeviantArt. You have to like hunt it down. Like, it's no longer on DeviantArt, but Google has it saved.
Good fucking yard.
And like, just hunt down all my shitty fan art and like pluck it up. And like, some of it, there was one that like like I didn't even know if I drew it or not. That's how bad it was. I just, like, in my mind's eye, I knew there was, like, a shitty fan art somewhere. And, like, I couldn't find it. It's, what was that movie? First 50 Dates.
There we go.
Where she keeps having dreams and just keeps painting him in more and more detail. So I had to go in.
Hey, wait a minute. That's gotta suck. You keep having dreams about, like, Adam Sandler. It's not even, like...
And you don't know why.
You don't know why.
No, here was the thing right quick about that. So I found the shitty fan art. Or no, I didn't find it. I just kept, like, I knew it was there. So I redrew it from scratch. And then, like, 2 days later was scrolling through and I found it. And, like, I saw it, like I said, out of the corner of my eye. I saw it. What is it I say? Out of the corner of my eye and out of the corner of my ear, I heard it.
Yeah.
And there it was.
Wait, do you ever, like...
It was worse.
You can picture, like, juxtaposition where it's at?
Yes.
Like, you know what other shitty fan art it's surrounded by, but
yes.
You can't picture where it's
at. I was making a doll for someone, and it's like, I know, like, there's a picture of me in a bandana, like, next to it in my film reel. I have since deleted both.
So don't try looking for it.
So don't waste my time. Yeah, but that is, like, essentially, and I was looking at, you'd be so proud, because I recently, no, you wouldn't. I'm not proud. I was going through, and I think I said earlier that, you know, the comic I found, and I had to hunt down my friend and be like, why would you let me post this? It's garbage. And it gets worse because I was scrolling through it and, like, I was getting angry before I remembered it was my art. I'm like, who would post such garbage? Oh, wait, that was me. And let me describe this comic for you, because there was at least, like, a chapter and a half somewhere. And I thought it was really good.
So this isn't, like, something that was a one and done, like, you drew it and thought it was your magnum opus. This was something that, like, you had to look at for a little bit.
Months. This was months. It had a fan fiction tied to it. Like, I had commissioned others. I think I commissioned, like, 2 other people, and then a third person just drew fan art of it because they liked it. And that was that.
No, wait, was the fan fiction any good, though?
You read it, actually.
Oh, I did?
That was the one you said. We went on a walk one day and you brought it up randomly and said, I love that you really captured his voice.
Oh, okay, I remember.
But let me describe this comic to you and how shitty it was. And the fandom's dead, so I don't even know if I would return back to it.
Let it die, let it
die.
No, wait, what movie was that from?
The Lorax.
Okay.
No. But, which, I've done shitty fan art for that. But here's the thing with that one. Shitty fan art, it was like, and I thought it was really cool, and I think you read it also, and you're like, I love how well you do his voice, same as in the fan fiction. And I went to go reread it. I'm like, why did I think, like, they're in a dark room? Let me give him dark purple text to indicate he is the one speaking. Like, I can't even see it. Dark purple text that just really blends into the dark background. I didn't know how to, like, draw people. I tried drawing the one character from, like, memory. And I should have...
Why?
I don't know. Because I thought it was a simple enough design. I'm like, let me draw a mouse with a ponytail. And I tried drawing it from memory. And it's like...
Wait a minute.
Did you have amnesia when you drew this?
The mouse with the ponytail is like the one character you were like, huh, I know what that looks like.
Yeah, I know what that would look like. And then... No, you know how I always say, like, if there's a character I don't want to draw or write for, or I don't know how to, I'll just, like, stick them in the corner, or, like, oh, you just missed them, they just left, or, oh, they're in the dark corner,
the
hiding
disembodied voice.
The disembodied voice.
Yes.
You'd be proud, because in this one, I drew his eyes from memory, and I couldn't remember what his eyes looked like, so there's just, like, 2 random glowing eyes in the corner that's meant to represent him. It's symbolic. It's symbolic. He has 2 eyes in the corner, but they're not his eyes. They're just meant to represent him.
Your memory just sounds so weird.
It is. It's very selective. But anyway, it gets worse because then we get, like, the corner of his elbow and, like, a shot. It's next to the mouse with the ponytail. It's just kind of in the corner, and he's talking the whole time. He is very much a part of the... He's important to this scene, and instead of just drawing him, he is a disembodied voice. Oh, it gets worse. It gets much worse.
Wait, I'm trying to picture, like you being in 50 First Dates, like, waking up and drawing this guy's elbow. It's just a white curve in the corner of the screen. Just a white curve. You would never get shit done in this movie. You'd be like looking for Adam Sandler's elbow.
It gets much worse because there is actually a scene where I'm like, okay, now we're gonna mix it up a little and we're actually gonna like show some skin, you know, like kind of slutty-ish. But there's a scene where he walks up to my character. Yeah, walks up to my character and like I drew his hand. But from memory. No, I didn't even draw his hand from memory. It's like I took a picture of my own hand and like removed a finger because this is a cartoon. They only have 4 fingers and like colored it purple. And I was looking at it again. I'm like, that doesn't even look like my hand. This doesn't even look like a hand. Like, you know, just one of the, you know, that one comic where it's like about drawing and learning how to draw things from a different perspective, and here, take my hand. It's all fucked up. That was that. I just, like, did it in his colors, but again, they're in a dark room, so I'm like, let me just do it black. Like, I didn't even want to do fingers. Like, let me just give him gloves. And like, sticks his hand out, and the thing that made it worse is I tried redoing it for Inktober, and I'm like, let me throw in some details. Oh, no. Like, that was the thought process.
Inktober. Can we talk about that for a hot second?
I can. You can't. But yeah.
No, that's when month separates the good fan art from the bad fan art.
Well, it makes it kind of easier to do things, I suppose. Because you do have... You have like a prompt list, and you go in and you draw the prompt.
Well, no, I know how Inktober works.
And you don't have to put any more thought into it. No, here's the thing. When I first did Inktober, and it gets worse, I'm sorry. It gets worse. It gets so much worse. Because when I first started doing Inktober and I didn't know what I was doing, it was shit. And what ended up happening with that was that by the next Inktober, I was stretching the prompt in such a way that I could redo my old Inktober submissions.
Ooh, that's clever.
And just fix them up. And it was like, the year before was like possessed. And that's how I tied it into that comic, that terrible comic, was possessed. And then, like, the next year, mindless. I'm like, well, technically, if you're possessed, you're mindless, so this is what I'll do. And I think I did a little better, but not great. And it's, like I said, I was looking at them recently, and it's like now this year for Inktober, I have to redo last year's submissions to make them better, because they're still shit.
Hey, whatever works.
Whatever works. You know what, just to go back to that comic, now that I'm thinking about it, when you brought up the disembodied voice, and whatever works, I love that making him the disembodied voice didn't even work, because his dialogue just, like, monologue. His monologue just blended into the background. So he's a disembodied voice that you can't hear. Like, out of the corner of what is it I say?
Corner of your ear.
Out of the corner of your ear. Like, you pick up some of his dialogue. He is important to the comic. You know that Dane Cook skit about when you're trying to find your seats in the movie theater, and it's like a cave.
It's a scene in a cave.
It's a quiet scene in a cave, and it's like 5 minutes of like this cave. That's what the comic is. Like, I might as well have just like uploaded like, here's 6 black images. Here are 6 black backgrounds that I have put up. And it's important. Like, I didn't...
Pay attention!
Pay attention, it's important. I did not want this. I did not want to draw this character to the point that it's like, we're gonna put him in a dark, soundless room where no one can hear him.
But he's important.
He's important. He is the catalyst. And then I think, like, the one time I actually drew him in person, like, it was, like, the beginning of chapter 2. And I didn't feel like drawing him. So I'm like, he is going to be turned around in a trench coat. This is a well-lit room, by the way. I just didn't want to draw him, so he is turned around in a trench coat.
I just want to bring this up now that I'm thinking of old DeviantArt, and since you said turned around in a trench coat.
In a trench coat? It's 2 guys stacked in a trench coat.
Remember, like, when you wouldn't want to draw hands, and so you'd draw, like, their hands behind their back? Or, like, you didn't want to draw shoes, so you'd draw them in, like, tall grass.
No, here's the thing, and I actually found an old note on Facebook that I wrote to myself.
Okay.
In this note, it's like, the reason why I draw all of my characters were canonly 6'10". And I remember Mom asking me, like, are you sure they're 6'10"? Yes, they're 6'10". And I wrote this note to myself that was, the reason why they are 6'10" is because I just don't want to draw their arms. I don't want to draw their legs. They are so tall that they don't even fit into the frame. Like, you know, they go to put their arms out. Nope, it's not wide enough. No. The arms are gone.
Does your shoulder hurt from reaching for that?
Yes.